Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a championship bout for the ShoFIGHT Middleweight Championship. Introducing from the blue corner, fighting out of Jackson's MMA in Willington, North Carolina. He's a freestyle fighter with a record of 9 wins, no losses. He stands in at 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing at 189 pounds. He is a UFC veteran, Derek Brunson. And his opponent from the red corner, fighting out of Central Maui Boxing and Straight Ruthless Jiu-Jitsu in Kahului, Hawaii. This man is a scrapper. He stands in a towering 6 foot 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 189 pounds. He has a record of 16 wins, 9 losses. A UFC veteran and the Ultimate Fighter Season 3 champion. The one, the only, Kendall, the Spyder Grove!
Kendall Grove, Derek Brunson, this should please the fans. Let's take a quick look at the tail of the tape before we get started, which of course is going to reveal one major discrepancy here. And that happens any time Kendall Grove is in a fight because he is an absolute monster. 6 foot 5 inches tall, going to enjoy a 4-inch height advantage over Derek Brunson, only 3 inches of reach. So we'll see if that plays out for Kendall Grove or if Derek Brunson can work inside.
And Kendall Grove refuses to touch gloves.
Derek Brunson, of course, in the white trunks, came in on late notice. Kendall Grove, the rangier fighter in the black, starts with a jab, a sharp inside leg kick. Brunson, the southpaw, brushing forward.
Brunson actually is right-handed, but with his wrestling pedigree, he does not feel comfortable shooting off his left leg, so he keeps his right leg forward. So his right hand is still his power hand with that jab, but the left is not going to knock.
Oh, look at the powerful slam. Great point there, Bo Taylor. Standing in the southpaw stance, not a natural southpaw. You see a lot of wrestlers do that because they feel more comfortable.
Jared Harris, a lot of wrestlers, Matt Hughes, a perfect example.
Absolutely. Great point there.
But when you're seeing that, right-handed wrestler with the right leg forward, remember, they don't have very much power in their left.
Yep, Kendall Grove, after suffering the big takedown, did look for the triangle choke, wasn't quite able to get it. Back on the feet.
Brunson definitely wants to take this fight to the ground.
Right. Again, that left hand is going to offer very little power, but the right hand with a hook or jab will.
Kendall Grove, just such a difficult matchup for anybody with that long body. You know, and Derek Brunson is a sizable middleweight. He's 6'1", and he's not, undersized for the division. But when you're staring at Kendall Grove, that long reach on the feet, and of course on the ground, once you get on top of him, like you guys said, Derek Brunson wants to take this fight to the floor. But then you have to watch those long limbs as he attacks you.
Sure. He's pushed off the face and then did the.
Good high kick by Kendall Grove, but Brunson seems unfazed.
Now, Brunson does have his mouth open. I don't know if he's breathing especially hard right now, but let's not forget he cut a lot of weight.
Nice uppercut by Kendall.
Took this fight on short notice to Derek Brunson, just 1 week. They did agree to a 190-pound catchweight fight. It is still going to be a middleweight championship fight, and it is only going to be 3 rounds. Important to note, because of the late changes, this and our main event, the Spyder title fights are 3 rounds, not 5, as Derek Brunson falls to the canvas after an insane high kick attempt.
Nice low kick there by Kendall. Nice high kick, blocked by Brunson. Front kick.
Kendall mixing it up very well. You can see he's that crafty pro.
Kendall told us in that last fight with Jay Silva, he admitted he was overtrained going in, had trouble finding his rhythm, had trouble feeling comfortable in the cage. That does not seem to be the case early on tonight as we reach the halfway mark of the opening round.
And now we're seeing Brunson finally pressure up against the cage and start to work for that clinch and that takedown. He was getting a little predictable with that left hand. Come inside and hang out.
Nice, Marco Huas, foot stomp, beautiful.
Again, that's that crafty vet scoring at any opportunity that he can, scoring points.
You gotta love the old school foot stomps.
And we'll see how that's frustrating to the 9-0 newcomer if that gets in his head a little bit.
Sure.
It feels like he feels he needs to start forcing the action more.
And I think this is where Derek Brunson wants to fight, inside and tight, but you have to be careful. We've seen it throughout his career. Kendall Grove can be dangerous in this position because those elbows, those wiry friendly, he sneaks them in the knees. He can pull a knee up to your head very easily if he gets in the clinch, as we see right there, the big overhand right.
He's dynamic. He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's been at the highest level and succeeded there. He's on a hiatus, but even again, as we talk about his losses to Boch, he's competed with all of these guys. So Brunson in on that double, uses the fence to get him to clear him back, then able to lift him up, and he takes him right to the center. Good job by Brunson.
He's got his pushing on his hips, and he's getting to get his guard back.
Making Brunson work. Making Brunson work here, too.
Absolutely.
No control, and Brunson can't really strike or do too much damage here if Kendall keeps moving. And
nice bump there.
Brunson to hold him
create
down.
The space. He bumped there to create the space to get the half guard back.
Kendall
attacking the leg.
Great attempted sweep. Brunson cartwheels over to the opposite side. Both did a good job there.
Well, he still has control of that ankle. Lets it go there. He still had control of the ankle. That was looking very awkward for a moment. Pressure on the knee and the ankle.
Yeah. Brunson electing not to take the back. He hasn't put his legs in yet.
Less than a minute remaining.
As a wrestler, perhaps he's not comfortable. He kind of tried there, perhaps. There he goes, right leg in. Kendall goes to roll through for that leg into half guard. Very good job by Kendall to at least establish a defensive position.
Now, final 30 seconds of the opening round. Interesting stuff here. Brunson is in top position. He's going to finish the round, save for a sweep by Kendall Grove here in the end. He had the two big takedowns. This is going to be an interesting round for the judges to score.
Definitely so. I mean, I come from a wrestling background. Reinhardt, I'd be very interested to hear your take on this. I find that he got outstruck by 1 or 2% on the feet. It wasn't control. Grove was the better striker, but those two takedowns, I feel Brunson wins that round.
That's absolutely. That's what the sport's gone to, you know. And that's what it really has gone to. And anybody that's on top position and controls the top position like that, absolutely.
Let's take a look at the action from the first round, and you're talking about the takedowns. I think we're going to see here on the replays that these takedowns were big, massive takedowns, not your run-of-the-mill single leg to the floor. I mean, these are massive elevated slams.
But Kendall did a good job with controlling his balance where he didn't get hurt, getting slammed either.
Definitely, but just losing points there.
Yeah,
Kendall, excellent job here. He fires in on that double. He's going to bounce him off the cage. When he comes back in, suck those hips up and drive him over.
So again, Kendall Grove probably had the edge on the feet. Derek Brunson had the two big takedowns, not little takedowns, big slamming takedowns. Finished the round in top position. Real quickly, guys, who's got it?
Brunson.
Brunson. All right.
Brunson controlled more of the fight.
All right, so we like Brunson 10-9 in the opening round, although Kendall Grove certainly was effective in spots.
Very much so.
Let's see how round 2 plays out. Again, it's Kendall Grove in the black trunks, Derek Brunson in the white, taking this fight on short notice. The ShoFIGHT middleweight title is on the line.
Now, I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's how the sport has gone.
I am going on record as saying I agree with that. But I'm biased on my wrestling.
I'm kind of biased on the jiu-jitsu, and I thought Kendall did an unbelievable job of staying active.
Kendall did great, and I could easily see Kendall taking this fight.
Kendall starting out well on the feet in the second round. He had a nice kick to the body. He's working that jab. Derek Brunson standing in the southpaw stance, looking to land a massive uppercut there with the left hand. Dives in on the takedown, wraps the body. Another big takedown.
He can't let that happen if he's going to win this fight. He just can't let that happen.
Kendall Grove now on his back, working full guard. Now, Kendall Grove does have a dangerous game on his back because of those long limbs. Sometimes the long limbs can be an issue in the grappling department because they're big targets for your opponent to reach after, but at the same time they allow you to do things. It's so easy to get a triangle choke. It's so easy to wrap things when you've got these long limbs.
You have different weapons and you have different advantages with that long length, and Kendall Grove knows how to use his length in the jiu-jitsu game, and he has some excellent triangles and an excellent offense from the bottom. The problem is he going to submit a wrestler who's been grappling essentially for his entire life?
Sure.
He's a 3-time All-American college wrestler.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's very difficult.
Kendall Grove has
good top pressure and excellent submission defense.
Yeah, Kendall Grove has now worked to a seated position. May try to use the cage to walk up to his feet. Derek Brunson feels that, grabs the legs, pulls him away from the fence, wants to maintain this top position. And again, we talked about it, gentlemen. Derek Brunson taking the fight on short notice. you know, looks to be and says he is a fighter that's always in shape, you know, always essentially fight ready. But you always worry on a week's notice, is cardio going to be an issue? So I think this is a smart game plan for Derek Brunson to just control the action, maybe keep a nice moderate pace as you're racking up points with the judges.
And let's face it, guys, as much as I love jiu-jitsu and it's in my heart, let's face it, the days of you seeing, Silva catching Sonnen at the last second in a triangle choke, those are far and few between.
Those are long gone.
They're just very.
But no, you're right.
The
sport is evolving away from that, most definitely. But what we'll want to see Kendall Grove do, and any fighter on the high level, is they want to still find submission from the back. Is they need to start, and they will, and Kendall knows this, start transitioning more, attacking 2, 3, 4 moves ahead and setting them up. You're not going to get the first triangle you throw up against these high-level athletes.
Absolutely.
And you see Kendall did shift his hips there, was looking for an arm bar. However, as you said, Bo, it wasn't there. He didn't have a secondary move to go to. Now he's in a much more favorable position right now. Derek Brunson's backed away a little bit. Anytime you're facing Kendall Grove, you best watch out for those up kicks with those long legs.
But if I'm Brunson, short of getting kicked in the face, I'll hang out here all day because I win.
Sure.
You know, this round ends if nothing changes and they stay just standing like this and kicking and moving around. Brunson wins this round.
Brunson tried to pass the legs and move in, ended up in a bit of a north-south position.
I'd like to see, I'm a huge Kendall Grove fan, both as a person and as a fighter. I'd like to see him have a sense, more of a sense of urgency, and I know that is not easy against the level of wrestler that Brunson is, but I'd like to see him start changing things up here and getting a little more urgent with his.
And look how great jiu-jitsu there, right there, getting his guard back and he's creating the space, and against a high-level wrestler like that, that's not easy.
Not at all.
Feet on the hips there for Kendall Grove, looking for options.
Good off kick
there.
Kendall Grove right across the chin. Brunson shakes it off.
Kicking the knees as Kendall Grove does get back to his feet.
Brunson tired. Brunson tired. That's a slower shot we've seen yet.
You're right. Absolutely. That's a great point, Bo. That's a great point.
Didn't bend his knee. Been at the waist.
I'd like to see Kendall do the push-off with the elbow, you know, when he pushed off the face into the elbow.
Yeah, I agree. Pummel in is the most important thing. Stop those takedowns. He needs an underhook at all times. He needs to have one arm underneath that armpit, left, right, or both at all times, or he's going to get taken down again.
Nice right hand on the break there from Kendall Grove. The stand-up department really has been his best asset thus far.
Great down the middle kick.
And as you said, Bo, again, short notice fight. Derek Brunson, how will the cardio handle up? How will it stay up? 20 seconds left in the second round.
No doubt he's in shape, but is he in fight title shape against a UFC Ultimate Fighter veteran, caliber of Kendall Grove?
Look at this.
I
think he's tired. I think he's tired. I really do. I think Brunson's tired.
I agree. But he's got to do something substantial to seal this round. That's another thing. Is he needs to start pressuring.
That is the end of the second round. I think we can all agree that Derek Brunson spent a vast amount of time in top position, took that round again 10-9. He's probably up 2 rounds to none. Let's take a look at the action that's in that second round. I think that's the second one in the bag for Derek Brunson, but as we see at the end of the round, he really started to slow down. But obviously some great moments with Derek Brunson. Let's watch that action from round number 2 as we get ready for our third and final round. And here you can see there's the takedowns attempts that Derek Brunson had early. This looks a lot like the first round with the big, powerful slams. But as time wore on, Derek wasn't able to keep the pressure on. He did eat an up kick, smile a little bit about it, but that no doubt hurt him just a touch. And then, of course, there's Kendall Grove with those nasty elbows we see inside. Derek Brunson, I agree with you guys. I think Derek Brunson's up 2 rounds to none right now, but I think he's tired as well. Now, title fight, only 3 rounds, so he doesn't have to go 15 more minutes. He just needs to go 5 more minutes. But does Kendall Grove have something in the tank right now to turn this thing around? Kendall Grove was training for a 5-round
fight.
Look at this. I think he's good sign stopping more.
Absolutely.
We're going to see an explosive Brunson in the first 2 minutes, but that final 3 minutes of this bout, can he hang on and not get stopped by Kendall Grove?
Kendall really needs to pick the pace up here.
He's got to get urgent, he's got to get violent, and he's got to get desperate.
Absolutely.
He's been here before. Brunson hasn't necessarily as deep. And Brunson is slowing down, getting tired. if Brunson loses this round and goes to a decision, he still wins, most likely.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the key. Kendall Grove does need to finish. Of course, Kendall Grove in the black trunks, the taller fighter using his jab right now. Derek Brunson in the white trunks on the outside again. He took this fight on just 1 week's notice, replacing Terry Martin in a championship fight. They did weigh in. They adjusted to a 190-pound catchweight fight. It's still going to have the first ever ShoFIGHT Middleweight Championship belt on the line. First minute is gone. As you said, the explosion will be in the first minute, Bo. Will he have it for the remaining 4? We'll wait to see. Can Kendall Grove capitalize?
It looks like Brunson's kind of saving up some energy for a big explosion here. He wants Kendall to start walking him down. If Kendall starts coming after him, he might lower his level and shoot in. So Kendall needs to be careful if he wants to stop that from happening. But Brunson doing a good job of buying time and staying safe. So he's fighting intelligently, and he doesn't look to be as gassed out.
Nice body kick again by Kendall.
Brunson's doing a very good job in this round of fighting intelligently.
Yeah, I think if you're Derek Brunson, you realize you can give this round away.
Big driving double leg, very similar to a George St. Pierre, that power double. He stays on his feet and elevates off his toes instead of off his knees and hips.
Now, if you're Kendall Grove, a little more than 3 minutes remaining in this round, I think you've got to get up. You can't rely on working from your back. You tried it for 10 minutes. You weren't able to catch Derek Brunson anything. We talked about his wrestling pedigree, but obviously his jiu-jitsu prowess is gaining as well. He understands defense.
Even if he doesn't get up to stay up and create some type of a scramble off your back, you're not having that submission success.
And Kendall Grove has already worked to his feet. Now he's trying to pummel in. He's trying to get some speed. Can't do it. Derek Brunson, an inside trip. Great work from Brunson to get the fight right back to the floor. I think if you're Kendall Grove, you just got to stand up again. If you expose your back, you expose your back. It does look like he's rolling, thinking about potentially a Kimura, something on that left-hand side of Derek Brunson, but I think you've got to get back to your feet. Again, if you expose your back, you expose your neck, so be it. You've got to go for broke. You're down 2.5 rounds to none at this point.
Not only in the ShoFIGHT, but also in getting back to the UFC. He throws up that triangle, kicks off Brunson, and stands back to his feet. We have 2 minutes remaining, and he's doing what he needs to do. The referee stops the fight.
We've got a brief timeout for some tape on the glove. But again, we've torn it off very quickly. We're not going to give him any time to rest.
This is Kendall Grove's chance. He's doing Brunson in on that double. Drives, puts him down, and as quickly.
Too bad this wasn't a 5-round
going.
Yeah, especially if you're Kendall
puts him
Grove.
back down. Right. Depending on who you ask.
Now look, he's rolling for the Kimura. He does have the grip locked in. He's going to be tough to finish from that position.
Right. Pretty difficult.
He is spinning it over.
Relieve the pressure there.
But Derek Brunson just pulls free.
But he's attacking. Without full guard, that's so difficult, though, because you can just raise those hips up. Relieve a lot of pressure. But Kendall Grove wants this, and he wants it bad, and he's got 1 minute and 30 seconds to do it. But right now, Brunson is cruising on the scorecard, in my opinion.
Yes, he is. But if somebody would really like to learn jiu-jitsu and how to get your guard back.
Come to Reinhardt's MMA.
No. Look at this fight.
Right.
Look at how Kendall's fighting off his back.
He's staying active.
Absolutely.
He's not staying in the same position. He's attacking offensively and defensively.
And here he is again. He's going for the triangle first. Shifts to the
kicks
armbar. Illegal up kick there from Kendall Grove. I don't think he meant to do it. Obviously, there was
that wasn't an up kick anyway.
Yeah, it was more of a push than a real strike, but it was deemed illegal.
But Bo, he's just staying active as heck. I mean, he's really doing a great job, man. Look how fresh he is.
Look at this kid. Big right hand. You got to stop that taker. He does have an underhook. He hasn't had that on some of the shots before. He needs that underhook.
Grove pushes away, lands another right hand.
He needs to stay on him now. He needs to get on him, go.
But also, he does have to be careful of that.
I don't know, with 30 seconds remaining, Bo, I think you've got to go for broke.
Big knee.
There we go. Big knee. Another big knee from Kendall Grove. The crowd coming to life. Derek Brunson likes it. He wants to hear more of it. Kendall Grove.
One last desperate attempt for this fight. Kendall Grove bringing the fight to Brunson. Brunson with the short left hook.
Final 10 seconds of the final round. Oh, Derek Brunson puts his hands down. Grove obliges. Is he going to have enough to finish?
Flexing, getting left hook, knees, right hand. daring.
And that is the fight. An incredible flurry from Kendall Grove to finish. Might have been enough to take the round. Is not going to be enough to take the fight. Derek Brunson, a gutsy
What a great
performance.
fight.
What a great fight with those darn wrestlers.
It may be frustrating, but he controlled the fight, and he took. No, of course.
Yeah.
For those at home, he took the fight to a position that Kendall Grove didn't want it, and Kendall Grove had a difficult time consistently getting back to his feet, and that's why those wrestlers move on.
Yeah,
Derek Brunson looks very confident that he's going to walk away with the victory. Let's take a look at the action in that third and final round. We had a fun contest from minute 1 to minute 15. Kendall Grove had some great moments in his third and final round, but let's take a look at what unfolded in the third round of this championship fight.
I'm such a Kendall Grove fan. I'm sorry to see him.
I am too,
Brunson
man.
was such a talent. Brunson is such a raw young talent.
You know what sucks? Man, Kendall Grove could be in the UFC and compete with all those guys right now. And because of a loss, he doesn't get,
And you see the replay here was the nice body kick from Kendall Grove, who really had some of his best moments. I made fun of Bo before the fight card for him calling Kendall Grove a striker, but you know what? Striking was his best moment tonight.
He's been competitive here, but again, Brunson, it's not his forte. He is the great athlete, a great wrestler, but you see driving, jumping on him, trying to pounce, trying to hurt him, throw those big knees off of it. That was his chance late in the round to throw those knees and catch him coming in on a shot.
Fantastic revenge from Kendall Grove. That was a gutsy performance.
Much respect for Brunson, man. I mean,
both
the guy,
of them. I can't speak highly enough of both of these fighters.
Now the guy's he's undefeated. He's taking this fight on a short notice like that against Kendall Grove.
An Ultimate Fighter Season 3 winner.
I know. It's just awesome.
Great work from Derek Brunson. I'll be honest, again, and I don't want to sound like I'm berating Terry Martin because I'm not, but if that had been the fight, I would have favored Kendall Grove. I really think Kendall Grove would have been able to win that fight. When I heard that it was Derek Brunson, obviously the wild card becomes the fact that it's short notice, but at that point you think, man, Derek Brunson is a dangerous young fighter. I think he's the favorite. So credit to Kendall Grove for taking this fight. Obviously, he threw down from start to finish. Great moments on the feet. It was a lot of fun to watch this fight.
He has everything to be proud of, man.
I think stylistically, it was a very difficult matchup for Kendall Grove, and all the credit in the world to him. He didn't say, that's a bad matchup for me. I can't afford a loss. I'm trying to get back in the UFC. He said, bring it on. I'm a fighter. Let's do it.
It's the Hawaiian scrap mentality.
The guy's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
I have all the respect in the world for both of these fighters. Brunson just too much tonight with the wrestling.
So obviously just a fantastic fight tonight. Middleweight championship fight. I thought it was great action from start to finish. Credit to Derek Brunson. Credit to Kendall Grove for taking this fight on short notice. I think he's going to come up a little bit short of winning the middleweight title. We're going to get the official decision right now from Dallin Gelling, and presenting the belt tonight is going to be ShoFIGHT amateur middleweight champ Brant Faust.
We do have a decision. First, let's hear for both of these warriors who fought in the cage tonight. Great job, guys. Judge Ross Swanberg scores about 30-27, Grove. Judge Jerry Griffin scores about 29-28, Brunson. And Judge Henry Ellick scores about 30-27 for your winner and new ShoFIGHT middleweight champion, Kendall the Spyder Grove.
Wow. Guys,
welcome to Missouri.
I'm shocked. I mean, credit to Kendall Grove for the timing.
But where was he scoring the points in the first and second round to take that?
Let's hear from the new. Let's hear from the new champ.
And here's the winner, Kendall Grove. That was a hard-fought battle that you had there. At the very beginning of the fight, he was very explosive, had some powerful takedowns that seemed to nullify it as the fight went on. Do you think he was gassing out, or how did you nullify that?
Fucking wrestlers. I always had trouble in the past with wrestlers, good wrestlers. I know he has a good pedigree at wrestling, All-American, but give it up for Brunson, man. He took this fight. I was supposed to be fighting Terry Martin. He pulled out the last minute. Personal, I don't know why. And I had to switch it. I was fighting a 5'8" pro boxer, and then last minute, got to fight a wrestler, a cop diesel wrestler. So, kind of screwed me up mentally, but I'm a fighter. I took the fight. You guys are expecting me to come out. I'm sorry I couldn't have a better performance, but now I'm the champ. Next time I'll come back even harder. Thank you guys.
And Don't sell yourself short, man. He did, that was a great job by Derek to step up, but like you said, you stepped up too, and I want everyone to know that we were in a jam because it was such a last minute, pull out of that fight from Terry, and Derek stepped up, but you also took that fight, switched everything around, you didn't even hesitate, you took it without any thoughts, and we appreciate that. We're glad to have you as our champion. And is there anything you want to say to the people that helped you out and helped you get here?
Yeah, thanks to all my training camp, Donovan Moleta, my boxing coach, Justin McCulley, my MMA coach, life coach, my jiu-jitsu coach. Everybody, give it up for Brunson, man. He stepped up. If he didn't step up, I wouldn't have fought tonight. And just thank you, Brunson, and thank you guys, the fans here, Springfield. Thank you guys for having me. Anytime you guys want to come to Maui, come down. I'll show you guys a good time.
Right on. That is our new champion.